Okay, quick little midday video today. Black Bond, we back at it. Be sure to check out the channel. Prior videos include Bayonetta 3 succeeds while Helena Taylor's boycott fails. The Phillies will defeat the Astros in the World Series because, I had to lock in that Kid Smooth bet. And after that 7-0 game last night, I'm kind of feeling confident in Kid Smooth's ability to lose at anything he bets in. That's why I made him bet on the Astros. And then we have Xbox Fanboy writes a letter to the CMAs over this whole Activision Blizzard debacle that I really, hopefully, never have to talk about again until this whole thing is done. As always, you can check out myself, Broken Games HD, Kid Smooth, and Jack Move on the Weapon Wheel Podcast Sundays at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to check out the Patreon, hit that like button, favorite, retweet, depending on whether you want to join the tiers or, hey, you just want to watch a show, enjoy it. We appreciate all of the support. So today's quick video is on the PlayStation VR2, which is launching in February for $549. And to me, that is insane. We now have peripherals that are priced higher than the actual consoles themselves. That's where we're at nowadays. And I'm not saying this is a bad unit or an unfairly priced unit or an overpriced unit. I'm just saying console gamers typically, are the lowest common denominator when it comes to getting into gaming. It's cheap, it's accessible, it's functional, it's convenient. But now we're asking people to pay more for a peripheral than we are for an actual console, which is kind of crazy. Now, the launch games here I don't really know any about, but let's say this wasn't PSVR. Let's just say this was an Xbox Series S or the PlayStation 5. Would you really spend $500 plus for this list of games here? The Dark Pictures, Cities VR, Crossfire, The Light Brigade, Hello Neighbor, Jurassic. Would you really spend $500 on these games, VR or no VR? The answer is probably no. But they're expecting you to not only own a next generation machine, but then buy a peripheral that is worth more in price than the actual machine to play these games. And to make matters worse, there is no backwards compatibility with PSVR 1 games. And that to me is very bad. That should have been priority number one. I don't care if the technology has changed. I don't care if it's a new headset or has new features. I mean, you can do it on PC. It's just something that I don't care how hard it is to do. You need to figure out. Because launching with 11 games as opposed to an entire whole backlog of games from an entire last generation would have been highly beneficial, even if you couldn't go out and physically buy these games. Even if you had them available on the storefront, it would have looked a lot better than just having 11 measly games. And the only games I'm interested in are this game right here, Crossfire Sierra Squad, but then I wonder, is it worth it to pay $550 to play a first-person shooter on a VR headset as opposed to just using a mouse? I can't really justify the argument. As much as I like City Skylines and everything, it's like, do I really want to go out and spend $550 to play City Skylines with a headset and a controller as opposed to the mouse and keyboard? I don't know. Actually, no, I take it back. I do know, and I don't want to. That is way too high of a price to be asking to play a first-person shooter, a city skyline, a city builder. VR needs to figure out something unique and different, and probably it's going to need to be at a more affordable cost. I mean, let's look over the tech specs real quick. I mean, you can obviously pre-order it February 22nd, 2023 online here. The next generation of virtual reality gaming, experience new sensations with stunning 4K HDR visuals, groundbreaking new controllers, genre-defining games, and all made possible by the power of the PlayStation 5. I mean, discover how the revolutionary immersive features of the VR2 can transport you. I mean, I'm looking at this. It seems like, from a hardware perspective, it seems like a fair deal. You get 4K HDR, 120 frames per second, two 2000 by 2040 OLED displays, 4 times the resolution as the original VR set, 110-degree FOV, and a light, well-balanced Fresnel lens. The lens adjusts to allow you to customize spacing between the lens for your optimal eye positioning. The headset also includes a vent that allows airflow to the lens, reducing fogging and enhancing player comfort. The thing's got freaking eye tracking. Eye tracking allows you to follow the line of sight while aiming or looking around. It's got inside-out tracking. Play with the freedom as the VR2 tracks you and your controllers through 4 cameras embedded in the headset. It's got headset feedback, feels subtle responses, and headset vibrations at key moments during gameplay. Detect your character's elevated pulse during tense moments. I mean, it's got Tempest 3D audio, single cable connection. That's good. I know Jack had a big issue with that before. The VR Sense controllers. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to have some of the haptic. Yep, it does have the haptic adaptive triggers like the DualSense controller does. Ergonomic design. These things look pretty cool. Analog sticks and buttons, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, finger touch detection, orb design. I mean, this thing looks badass. I'm not going to lie. But again, the issue, as it always is the main issue, is price and games, people. That's what it's going to come down to. And the price is steep. It's more than a console itself. And the game library really just doesn't look like it's there yet. But I'm more curious to see who wants this. I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, let me know. I'm curious to know what the market is, who's going to get it, who's going to buy it. I'm Black Bond. Have a happy Halloween, or I hope you had a happy Halloween. Next up, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, all that good stuff. Take it easy. Enjoy your week.